Hey guys, it's Gaz. Welcome to the Warframe video. Mesa Prime Access was released a few days ago, and I can safely say that all three of the items that are given to you in that Prime Access are very powerful. Today we'll be talking about the Redeemer Prime, which is the melee shotgun that was released with her. So, a few things about this. It is a gun blade. There's only a few gun blades in the game. So it has a fire mode where it shoots like some projectiles. You can't really see them at this distance. Let's actually get a good angle we can show the projectiles. It was working over here. Oh, by the way, this new simulacrum, I can't really see anything. I'm gonna need to like change my graphic settings again because DE decided to like, hey, Gaz finally figured out how to make it not look like total trash while he's in the simulacrum. Let's go ahead and completely change it and make it look like you're out of the Twilight Zone or something. Okay, so you can't really see the projectiles right now. Maybe that's because we're using the high noon stance. It was working with the bullet dance stance earlier. But yeah, so it's a gun blade. It shoots projectiles when you fire the actual gun, and those projectiles cannot critical hit. So while you're swinging the sword around, it can critical hit. But while you're actually firing the projectiles, those are not able to crit unless you force critical chance with Harrow or like something like Arcane Avenger or Nadarza Cat. Those are some things that you can do to make the actual bullets from this shotgun melee critical hit. So if you have a Riven mod with plus critical damage or critical chance, sadly it is kind of useless if you ask me. And that's coming from somebody that has a Riven with critical chance on it. When I realized that this thing could not critical hit, I'm like, oh no. Well, I gotta get rid of that one and buy a new one, huh? So, yeah. Rest in Peace critical build. They actually increase the critical chance on this thing from the normal Redeemer. But that only applies to while you're swinging the sword. So here's the difference in stats. We go from 5% critical chance on the base, or the normal one, to 16%. Which honestly, I'm like, why even bother if the shots can't crit? But we do get more base damage, and a lot higher status chance. So that's nice. And higher attack speed too, like a very small amount of higher attack speed, but yeah. So the really high status chance is what we're looking for here, so we can actually jam 100% status onto this thing. So the way you get 100% status is you just use all four of the dual stat mods, and that's not enough, sadly. You actually need to put Drifting Contact on the build as well. So, but the good thing about this is when you put all these mods on here, it actually ends up being a pretty good build. So there's actually two stances you can choose from here. You can choose from High Noon, which I don't think is the best stance for this. I think Bullet Dance is actually the best stance for this. So the reason Bullet Dance I consider better is because let's quickly show the charge attack with High Noon. So this is me holding down the melee button. See how it has that that slash before you actually fire the gun? The difference between that and Bullet Dance is Bullet Dance gets those bullets out a lot faster. And with this build, you're really focusing on the gun version of this. So that's me holding on the button. Same exact thing with Bullet Dance. And we're getting immediate bullets here. So I consider Bullet Dance to be the better stance for this weapon. There's also a thing with the Redeemer Prime. It's a unique mechanic that when you're firing the gun, it actually shoots a shockwave out. It's like I believe the wiki said it was a 4-meter radius knockdown. So, I mean, it's pretty useless if you ask me, but hey, I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. So let's go ahead and show this gun in action with this build, which is 4 dual stats, Drifting Contact, Prime Fury, Condition Overload, and Damage mod. So a good thing to keep in mind here is that these bullets can actually headshot, so you want to aim for headshots with this melee. So it was like a no questions asked one shot in that level 50 Bombard. And it's going to be a similar situation up until like about the 80-ish range. And if you're still getting headshots, you can probably still one-shot the guys at level like 100 plus. Alright, so we can do the same thing. We're using Bullet Dance, aiming for the head. Alright, see, we missed some of the shots on his head there. But it still only took like 3 shots. Another thing to keep in mind is the blade of this does impact, puncture, and slash. But the actual shots that you're firing with this gunblade are completely 100% blast damage at base. You can mod it to, so like for example, I have Corrosive Blast on my build right now. It will add those elements to the shot. So when I fire these bullets, it's doing corrosive and blast damage. So you can see that with the procs that he's getting. So yeah, he's just getting completely shredded. This is with no Riven, this is with no Forma, it's a reactor. And honestly, if you didn't have Prime Fury, it wouldn't even be a big deal. It does the same exact thing with normal Fury. So yeah, it's just gonna be, you're attacking slightly slower, that's all it really is. Prime Pressure Point, yeah, you like lose a little bit of damage, you can honestly just use normal Pressure Point. It's not gonna be a problem. Condition Overload is nice for this, but when I do end up taking off Condition Overload because I have this Riven that is kind of nice. Like, it's honestly like, you don't even need a Riven for this thing, guys, to be completely honest. You can jam a Riven with like status chance and damage on it, and you can drop Drifting Contact for even more damage, but honestly, like, we're killing this level 160 pretty easily without it. So I'm gonna show out the Riven really quick. I don't need the energy, but I picked it up anyway. Alright, let's try to get those headshots. Alright, so we missed a lot of headshots there, but still. Pretty darn good. We could do a gunner, which actually it would have a good modifier against this this corrosive. So let's do heavy gunner. See how that goes. Level 160. Not like that's saying anything really with this weapon. Like, honestly, like, if I was getting reliable headshots the entire time, I think she would have died in like 3 or 4 shots, to be completely honest. I missed a bunch of them there. So yeah, I could highly recommend this thing to you guys. Unless you're like someone that just likes to like do quick melee. So like, for example, I'll do a quick melee really quick. So I have my gun out. So this is me, like, if I'm just like gonna be holding the melee button with my gun equipped. I do swing it with the quick melee, so that can be kind of a problem, but still, like, since we're running Condition Overload on the non-Riven build, we can actually use our primary to proc some statuses before we get the Condition Overload going. So see, if we had Condition Overload right now, this guy would be so dead. Yeah, we should actually try that. That sounds fun. So it's a really good Condition Overload weapon when you're using some other weapon to assist you. Honestly, I might get rid of these Rivens. I don't even know if I want a Riven for this thing. I think that, like, there's not really room unless I was to get status chance and damage. I don't really think I want a Riven for this thing. So we got some statuses on her. Now the Condition Overload has like a ton of procs. Those numbers were really high. So yeah, definitely pick this thing up, guys. I believe it's MR10. Let's make sure. MR10, I want to say. Yeah, this is a really good melee. It's not like something like a polearm where you can just swing it and the entire room dies. It's more of a like focused killer. So for example, my my Zaw that I use all the time, which is a Quana Jai 2, Stung, and Play Kripath Grip. This thing can like kill like an entire room by me swinging it. See, like, the range is pretty high. Let's see how, it's like 20 something meters, I want to say. Yeah, it's probably less than that. It is hitting that wall over there. So how far is that? It's more like 13 meters. Yeah, 20 meters is an exaggeration. So you're gonna be hitting like a ton of enemies at once with a Plague Kripath polearm, or like any polearm for that matter, but this thing is like a focus killer. So yeah, that's gonna be the video for today. I have to go do some holiday shopping, and yeah, I hope you guys have a nice one. Thanks for checking out the videos. I've been focusing a lot on the Prophet Taker fight lately. Been doing a lot of theory crafting for that, and honestly, like, I can even min-max it further. I do think Octavia is the go-to for that, unless you just want to play Chroma and be that guy who's playing Chroma. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope that you enjoyed this. There's really not much to say about this thing besides, like, the shots can't crit. I wish they could, but, you know, maybe it would be super OP. Actually, you know what, really quick, speaking of being really OP because of the crits, let's use Haro. Yeah, let's use this with Haro. We'll force the critical chance. And you can see, apparently this is OP to them. I don't think it's that OP. Alright, so we're gonna aim for headshots here. Come on, that's not OP. I It's not like you would be normally getting that too. I guess if you like made a Blood Rush build, you'd be getting orange crits. But that did not seem that completely overpowered, if you ask me. Like the status build was pretty similar. But yeah, that's how you're gonna get crits on the shots with this thing. You guys have a nice night. Please like, favorite, subscribe. If you could, please share the Profit Taker video. I would like to get that strategy out there for people, so we can spread the word on how good Equinox is for that fight. If you could do that, guys, I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, peace. See you next time.